Hey guys, Zach here, and today we're going to be reviewing the new disc by Westside Discs, the Sling.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
The flight numbers of the Sling are 5, 5, 0, and 1. These numbers again stand for the speed, the glide, the turn, and the fade. Now again, these numbers are a representation of what the disc might do for you, but the best way to learn the disc is to actually go out to the field and throw them. The Sling is only offered in two types of plastic, tournament plastic and VIP. And be sure to stay tuned to learn how you can win your very own Sling. Alright, so here we have the tournament plastic Sling. And this is going to be the same thing as Star Plastic, ESP, Fusion, all that good stuff. And this plastic is just like the others with the Mercy review. It's got a good grip to it. It's not super tacky, but it does have a good grip to it. It's not very flexible unless you really force it. So just in my hand, it doesn't flex too much, as you can see here. The shape of the disc initially, in my opinion, kind of looks like a rock. It's got a little bead on it. It's a little more shallow, in my opinion, but it still fits really nice in the hand. Now here we have the VIP, and something interesting about this is these were actually stamped as the PDGA approved distance driver, and it looks like you can see it here. But anyways, this is going to be your Champion plastic or Z plastic. This I like a little more in my opinion. There's a little more grip to it, and it's got a little less flex, it feels like. I mean, almost, it's not very different, but personally already I like the feel of this a little more. There's a little more grip to it, and we will see how it flies on the course. But as for comparison, I've got this rock from my collection, and as you can see, it's not quite the same at all. The only similarity is maybe the depth of it. The rock looks a little deeper than the Sling, and then they both have what looks like the same size bead almost. The Sling might be a little smaller. But when going through all my discs, I actually looked at a Buzzz, and it looks somewhat similar to, or a little more similar to the Buzzz than the rock in my opinion. The only difference is the Buzzz looks like it's got a little more angle on it, but they're both pretty straight. And then the Sling has the small bead on it. So soon we will see. We're going to go to the field and throw these and see how they fly. And I'm excited to see how they fly out there. Alright, so I started out with the typical hyzer shot. I started out with the VIP ones, followed by the tournament plastic ones. And after just a few throws, I was starting to get really comfortable with these because they were flying like old rocks of mine. I could actually get them to stand up a little bit, glide out, and then finish just a little bit left. As you can see in all these shots, they kind of all do the same thing. The VIP isn't really that much more stable than the tournament one in my opinion. It's slightly, but it's not that big of a difference. They all were just flying exactly how I wanted them to. On certain angles they were a little more touchy, but as you can see in all these shots, I was just kind of throwing them out wide, letting them flip up, glide out, and then finish not too hard left. So yeah, basically right off the bat, I'm already starting to love this disc here, especially with these little hyzer flip shots. A couple other mid-ranges that I've been throwing, I wasn't able to get the exact or even close to imitating the rock shots that I used to be able to throw, but with the angles of release and everything on these, I'm really starting to like them. So on these shots I'm throwing anhyzers, seeing how well they actually hold them. And I was throwing these pretty hard, so they're actually kind of digging into the ground a little bit. But as you can see with this one, I kind of figure out the right angle. It goes off screen, but as you can see, it comes way back. and then just lands flat, which is pretty awesome. So I know I can at least throw these really hard. They're gonna hold the anhyzer angle, but none of them really dug into the ground and got some crazy roll away. They just kind of spun out right there. They were able to land flat enough to not roll away. And if you really want, you can get big anhyzers out of them, but so far throwing hyzer flip ups are great. Getting big anhyzers that just kind of swoop across the field are amazing. So the last kind of shot that I was throwing the hyzer flip kind of straight shots. A couple of them kind of veer right a little bit, but a lot of them I was getting that super straight shot that goes about like 300 to 350 feet or so, and they just land not far off of where you actually released unless you throw them on the hyzer or anhyzer. So throw them straight, they finish straight. There's not too much play. There's a lot you can do with this disc in my opinion so far. I was having a lot of fun throwing these out there. And so just for fun, I wanted to go throw them on sidearm shots just to see how well they would actually hold the lines, how touchy they were. I don't think that I would actually throw this on too many tee shots or anything. I just wanted to see how they would fly. This would be more of kind of a get out of the shul situation. And as you can see in a lot of these shots, I have to hyzer flip them pretty good. I can get them to hyzer out if you put enough hyzer on them. If you throw them closer to flat, they do stand up pretty quick, ride a little left, and then finish slightly to the right or straight, which is kind of nice. It's a good disc to learn if you have at least a pretty good form, because if you don't have very good form, I don't think you're going to be throwing this disc very well. My sidearm in most of these shots seems pretty good, but I did have quite a few that were a little shaky. They came out a little high. For some reason, I liked throwing them at the tree line over to the right there, but even sidearm, I was enjoying throwing these quite a bit. It was really easy to get them to just stand up and ride. Alright guys, so in conclusion, I'm going to have to say that this disc is hands down phenomenal. Personally, I love this disc. By the end of the session, I already want to put one or two in my bag already. Just to have that versatility in a mid-range is awesome. There's a couple other good mid-ranges that I'm already throwing that I do really like, but this is probably going to be one of my favorites for a pretty long time, unless there's something else that's going to be much closer to old discs that I was throwing before a couple of years ago. But this now seems to be the closest thing that I have found. So again, hopefully if you guys can get your hands on some of these, hopefully you'll see how amazing they are. And if you don't like spending money, because who likes spending money, instead of spending money you can actually get free stuff. Everybody loves free stuff, and I'm going to be giving away 4 of these discs. I'm going to be giving away 2 of the tournament plastic ones and 2 of the VIP ones. All you got to do is already subscribe, like the video, leave a comment of the mid-ranges that you already like throwing, what your go-to mid-range already is. And thank you guys so much again for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.